Hello everyone, this is MVPK here, and today I will be reviewing the Nintendo DS Lite. Now, I said that I was going to make this review a long time ago, so it is very late. The Nintendo DS Lite is a Nintendo console, obviously, as we know, and it is the Lite version of the original model. The original model was made in 2004, while this one was made in 2006. So, with this console, it comes with like the DS slot where you can put your DS cartridges, and you put them up here. And in the bottom, you open this thing, and you can put your Game Boy Advance games. Just like that. On the side, it comes with a stylus, and it's a digital pen that you can use. And here's your power button. And this is basically where your battery light is, and if it's green, that means it's still good, and if it's red, that means it's low battery, and if it's like this, it means the console's off or it's sleeping. And right now the console is off. You can add like a little keychain on here. These are your L and R buttons, your left and right buttons. And for the back, this is to put your charger in. Volume button's right here. Your headphone jack is right here. Your power button and your stylus holder. When you open the screen, you'll see there's two different types of screens. There's your navigation buttons right here. Did I show the volume button? Yeah, I did. Okay. This is your navigation buttons right here. Your A, B, X, and Y. This is your start button here and your select button on the bottom. And when you turn it on, this is what it looks like. Like this. This is what your menu screen looks like. There is Picto Chat, and this one is DS Download Play, and that's where you can play multiplayer. Online, I think. Yeah, I believe that's where you can like do it online with in multiplayer. You have your settings, and this one is where you can set an alarm and time, I believe, too, and your calendar. Like, that's shown right there. And your brightness button right here. And to navigate the bottom screen, there's three options. You can either click on the button here. You can use your finger, because it's touchscreen on the bottom right here. Or you can use this pen. So this is what it looks like when there's no video games that are placed. The video games are placed, but they weren't blown, so that's why it's shown nothing. But in order to make the game show, because it's an older console, sometimes you have to blow. Take the cartridge out. Put it back in. Now it should work. Positive it will be. Oh, weird. It's not working. That's odd. Let's try again. There we go. You can tell if the game is in because it will say Nintendo. And that's how you'll know the game is put in properly. So the bottom game is shown properly because it says Start GBA game, and that means Game Boy Advance. And then the top one says Pokemon White version. So that's your DS game. Now, Pokemon is one of my favorite Nintendo games. And I love the black and white games. Really want to get Diamond though. But yeah, anyways, this console was the light of my childhood. It's one of my very favorite video game consoles because this is the first video game console I've ever owned. And I received this as a Christmas gift when I was 7 years old and kept it ever since. So this is how it works. So, if you go up here, you'll start your DS game. And with the DS games, of course, it's touchscreen, so you can use the bottom as your touchscreen and use the stylus. Great. I need to skip this part. But, like, you can use it to click on things like this, for example. Come on. What? Weird. Oopsies. Like, you can click, like, you know what I mean? Okay. I had to push some stuff up there, so. Yeah. You can use this, and you can click on Pokemon and whatever. You can use the whole point is that you can use the bottom screen and your stylus to do things on games. And then here is where you move. Now I'll show you what a Game Boy Advance game looks like. Unfortunately, you cannot use it touchscreen. The only thing that you can use touchscreen is just clicking start on the GBA game, but then the rest you have to use these buttons and the back buttons. And that is the Game Boy Advance game. Pretty cool, eh? And you can lock and stuff. And, click, click, click. So that's the Game Boy part. And I'll show you PictoChat. And if you have another Nintendo DS, what you can do with this app is you click on a chat room. And it's like texting in the olden days. It's like, yeah, I'll just put it as that. Anyhow, my glasses are blue. Okay. So, it's like you have your own little keyboard down here, and you can use your fingers, but it's really hard to unless if you're a kid. And this is where the stylus comes in really handy, because then you can say, or you can type. You can just write hi, for example, writing right here. And if there's another DS, you just push send, and you have to be in the same chat room. And if you push send, you can send your message to the other user. You can draw pictures. Great. I'll draw something. I used to play on this a lot too when I was a kid. It's almost like an art studio. Wait. And you can also get your messages back by pushing that button, and you can add other things. Like, that was a star, or there was a flower, now I add a star. You can do that. And I'll just show you some other features. So you can do that. And there's some options, like you can erase certain things too. Like if you switch from stylus to eraser, you can erase just like that. And if you want to delete everything, there's a button right here where you can like delete everything. And that's what it looks like right there. So yeah, and if you go down the line, see those other buttons? You just like different options. Like there's this. What the heck? There you go. And there's these weird looking letters. There's Japanese ones for any users that are Japanese. Punctuations, emojis even. I think that's the first time I learned about emojis. Yeah. And that's pretty much it. And then to get back to the main menu, it's not like the newer models where there's a home button and you can just go back. Because back then, you had to push this X right on the top here. There's an X button. And you push quit. And yes, and it will automatically turn off the screen. And it will be like that every time. And back in the screen, I'll show you. There's also download play. And you have to have another DS in order to do this. And I never done it before. Or probably had a long time ago. I can't remember. But you need another DS for that. So let's just quit that. And like, you see how like every time you have to turn off the screen. I'll show you settings. This is the DS settings. And there are some options that you can do here. Like there's different options here. And there's something cool I'd like to show you. Well, first off, I don't know what the heck this thing is, but I used to fiddle around with it when I was a kid, and you would click this thing. Ooh, come on. And it does that. I don't know what the heck that is. And then you can go here. And what you can do with the Game Boy Advance settings is, what's really cool about it is that you have the option to make it the bottom screen. So if you do this, for example, I like the top better, but I want to show you this feature. You go here. What? Hold on. I made a mistake. Give me a second. I made a mistake on this one. Settings, Game Boy Advance, touch screen. I forgot to push confirm. And if you do this, you have to go back to that, which is ridiculous. And then you go down here. Look. Nope. Wrong button. I'll show you. Right here. You can play Game Boy Advance games on the bottom of the screen, but I like it better on the top. It just doesn't make sense to me because I see this as the touch screen, so it's weird to play Game Boy Advance games unless if you want to wreck the top apart and use it as like a Game Boy Micro thing, and a lot of people have done that, but it's not my thing. Yeah, you can play Game Boy Advance games on the bottom screen, but I prefer it on the top. yeah, that's that feature. And I just want to check to make sure. Put it back on the top. Okay, perfect. So that's that thing. And there's other things, but like these things, and I don't really want to mess with them. And I don't really want to mess with that. There is your alarm clock right here. Oh yeah, calendar clock here. And this is your options to change things. It says, or yeah, this is how you would like set your alarm. And yeah. But I don't want to turn on my alarm because I don't use it for that. And finally, I'll show you the brightness thing. So, go here. You'll see there's an option to make it bright or low. And I like it like this. So, with that being said, that is the review of the Nintendo DS Lite. Like I said before, first console I've ever owned. It is the heart and soul of my childhood. I used to play this for hours. Love the games, love the picture chat. I would say out of the two, I think I like the DS games a little more because it's more interactive with the touchscreen. But I also love Game Boy Advance games, especially if it has something to do with Pokemon. And yeah, it's a very special console to me. And I'll keep it as long as it'll stay alive. Like, it's so precious. Such a beautiful console. And the battery life is phenomenal in this. So good. Like, I think it's even better than a Switch with the battery. And there's a huge library of games that you can play on this. And yeah, it's great for all ages. It's a really fun console. And yeah. Anyways, I think that is it for now. This is the Nintendo DS Lite. And yeah, that's it. Thank you all for watching, and bye for now.